A few days back, I reviewed the cameras of the OnePlus 7 Pro and shared my thoughts on how it performs in auto mode. I was pretty amazed with the results, and since then, I got a few updates on my phone which have also improved the camera performance as well. So I was excited to do another photo shoot with the OnePlus 7 Pro, but this time in Pro mode as it enables the option to shoot raw photos. And finally, I got the time to do that and test the camera and push its limits to the furthest and see what we can achieve with it. And spoiler alert, I'm not disappointed at all. But before moving on, let me tell you upfront that this video is not sponsored by OnePlus. With that out of the way, let's begin. Hello guys, my name is Shubhadeep Mondal. I'm an independent filmmaker and an equally passionate guitarist. On this channel, I upload short films, music videos, photo and video editing tutorials, and guitar tutorials as well. So if you're new here and are interested in any of these topics, then please consider subscribing by clicking on the big red subscribe button down there, and also click the bell icon next to it to turn on notifications so that you don't miss any updates whenever I upload a new video. Now getting all those things out of the way, let's get started with the video. So the most interesting thing that the Pro mode enables is the option to shoot in RAW format. It dramatically increases the dynamic range and also is a much better option for editing in post. With these raw images, you can change and manipulate a lot in post-processing. At the time of shooting, I had the Oxygen OS 9.5.11 firmware installed on my OnePlus 7 Pro, which is the latest one as of now. These updates have improved the camera performance even more over the course of few months. I have traveled with this phone as the only camera with me, and I can gladly say that I'm very much satisfied with all the images that I've got, and having 3 lenses really come in handy. You can see the images have come pretty good, and not having to carry a DSLR makes the trip much more enjoyable. I've used both the auto and the Pro mode to take these images. The interface for the Pro mode is pretty intuitive and easy to use. You can change the ISO, white balance, shutter speed, focus and exposure compensation pretty easily. Unlike the auto mode, there is no dedicated button to change the lens in Pro mode, which is a bummer. If you flick your fingers, it seems like it changes from one lens to the other, and if you slowly pinch the screen, it will zoom smoothly. But the caveat is, while taking pictures in RAW format, no matter how much you try to zoom in or zoom out to take a photo, it will always use the primary sensor. Although it saves the images both in RAW and JPG formats, the JPG versions are saved as you have shot, which is zoomed in, but the RAW versions will be saved without being zoomed in. That simply means you can't use the wide-angle lens or the portrait lens to take photos in RAW format because it only uses the main primary sensor to capture in RAW format. I believe if you zoom in to take a photo, it simply crops the image instead of using the portrait lens. So you should definitely keep this in mind. Now coming back to the UI, you get a histogram and a leveler on screen, which is cool. Now I'm a portrait photographer, and in this video I'm mainly interested in seeing if this phone can take good portraits in a studio environment and can be used as your main camera and even replace your DSLR entirely. I've also done an outdoor photo shoot as well, and will make another video separately on outdoor portrait photography with the OnePlus 7 Pro camera in Pro mode. I'll upload that video soon. Actually, I'm planning to make a few videos on related topics. I'll also share tips and tricks on mobile portrait photography and share my editing process as well. So if you're interested in mobile phone photography or photography in general, then definitely keep an eye on my channel and make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of those videos. Now let's check out the first photo of our beautiful model Shumi from the studio shoot that I have done with the phone. You can follow her on Instagram at shumidas2809. I have already told you the camera saves all the photos in both JPG and RAW format, and this is the JPG version of the photo. This is taken in my studio with minimal lighting. I have a daylight balanced softbox beside her, pointed through a diffuser coming from the left side of the image falling onto her right side, giving her a soft look. And you can also see this triangle that has been created with the light setup, which is actually called the Rembrandt lighting, which gives a very nice and dramatic look to the portraits. And there is also a warm practical light behind her, acting as a backlight to slightly separate her from the background. I have taken this image from a distance and used the zoom function of the camera. At the time of shooting, I thought that the camera is using the portrait lens to take the image, but when I checked back, I saw that only the JPG version is saved zoomed in, but the RAW version is saved without being zoomed in. Now, if we take a look at the RAW version, you will know what I'm talking about. So you can see, this is the exact same image saved simultaneously as a raw DNG file. See how it has used the normal lens and not the portrait lens to save the image in raw DNG format. You can also see my assistant editor busy shooting the behind the scenes. A huge thanks to him for helping me shoot these videos. Now if we talk about the image, you can see the raw image has better dynamic range, and as it is using the main primary sensor, the image is also looking way sharper. The colors are also looking flat, which is great for editing. Now if we zoom in quite a bit, you will notice a lot more noise due to the fact that this is saved in RAW format and no software post-processing is applied onto the image, which is a great thing, as you can easily apply that to your liking in Photoshop or Lightroom. I use Photoshop to edit all my photos, and let's see what can be achieved from this image with a bit of Photoshop magic. So this is the edited one. I've edited the raw DNG file in Photoshop. You can find and check out all the edited images in better quality on my Instagram profile, so don't forget to follow me on Instagram at shubhadeep.flixcanvas. Now let's check out all the 3 images side by side. Let's check out 2 more images from the same setup. I'm pretty impressed with these images. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as well. Now, let's move on to the second setup. Here I have used my makeshift studio in my apartment to take the next few shots. I wanted to keep this photo shoot as low budget as possible, and the sole purpose of me making these videos are to prove to you that you don't need to spend so much in photographic equipment and gears to get decent results. Nowadays, you can use your smartphone cameras to take great photos with very little but a few smart investments. If you're really passionate and interested in photography, then just start with whatever you have right now and start clicking. And you can buy, build, and improve your equipment and gears along the way. So stop making excuses and get started right away. For this photo shoot, I have used a generic black backdrop from Amazon, which I have hung on the cheap photography backdrop stand that I have also bought from Amazon. I've used one of my LED lights with a softbox, which I also use to make these YouTube videos, which I have also bought from Amazon. I have another can light acting as a backlight and added a butter paper to soften up the light and clamped it with normal household clothespins. Another very important piece of equipment that I have is a very inexpensive 5-in-1 reflector cum diffuser that I've used to soften up the light even more. You can also buy 2 of this to use the reflector to reflect some light back onto your subject. I also have a stand and a holding arm to hold the reflector in place. You can get this whole setup for under 15,000 Indian rupees. I'll leave the links to all these products in the video description below. If you want to check out any of the products that I have talked about or used for this photo shoot, you can click on the links provided in the video description. And if you're just starting out and know nothing about photography but are really passionate about it and want to learn it properly, then you can join Skillshare to develop your photography skills. Skillshare is an online learning platform having thousands of classes on all kinds of topics. You can easily learn photography from the comfort of your home by watching step-by-step tutorial videos on Skillshare. The problem with YouTube is you don't get to follow a proper path if you want to develop any skill. Whereas here in Skillshare, you just need to pick a topic and you will get proper step-by-step guide from world-class teachers, so you wouldn't feel lost in the abundance of free knowledge. And the best part of Skillshare is, once you subscribe to their service, you'll get unlimited access to all their contents. You can learn and develop any skills anytime. Moreover, I'll leave a link for you to join Skillshare today, and if you join through my link right now, then you will get 2 months of premium access to Skillshare for absolutely free, which is mind-blowing. So if you want to learn photography or anything else, then you definitely need to grab this opportunity before anyone else, because this offer is valid only to the first 500 people who join through my link. So what are you waiting for? Jump over to the video description below and find the link to join Skillshare for free and start learning today. Now coming back to our topic, let's see the first image from this new setup. Same things can be noticed here as well. This is the JPG version. You can see this has come out a bit processed straight out of the camera. A lot of denoising has been applied and the overall image has become soft. And if you see the raw DNG, you can notice that it is way sharper but has a lot of noise. But the noise is less of color noise and is more like grains, which is a good thing. And obviously it has used the primary lens to save it in RAW format. Now let's check out the edited version. I'm literally blown away with the result and was really surprised how beautifully these images have held up to my heavy post-processing. The image has come out really sharp despite the cropping of the image, and it also retained a lot of details as well. The dynamic range is really good, both the highlights and shadow details are present, and you can even manipulate the highlights and shadows quite a bit. If someone had told me that this image was taken with a DSLR, I wouldn't have had any doubts. In fact, I have liked this image so much that I have also edited this image in black and white as well. Tell me in the comment section below which one do you prefer. Let's check out a few more shots from this setup. All the images you are seeing here are taken with the OnePlus 7 Pro camera in Pro mode, and I have edited the raw DNG files in Photoshop. I'm pretty sure you can also take these samples for the OnePlus 7 as well, because the primary sensor of that phone is exactly the same as that of the OnePlus 7 Pro, which I have used here. I think if you want to buy the phone solely for its camera performance, then the OnePlus 7 might be a better option for you if you don't want to spend more for the additional features of the Pro version. If you want to buy any of these phones, then I'll leave a direct buying link to their respective Amazon page in the video description below. So definitely check that out if you are interested. So you can see how easily and with limited equipment you can take pro-looking portraits if you know your gears well and you invest the time to properly develop your skills of taking and editing your images. In my next video, I'll show you some of my most favorite outdoor portraits that I have taken with this camera only, and how easily you can create amazing photographs with as little as this smartphone camera, along with a bit of editing magic in Photoshop. You can check out all these images in detail on my Instagram profile at shubhadeep.fixcanvas. If you haven't followed me yet, then do it now, because in the next few days I'll be posting a lot of images that you wouldn't want to miss. Let me know in the comment section below what do you think about the OnePlus camera and how do you like these images. I would love to know your honest opinions. I'll be making more of these videos where I'll compare the OnePlus images with the images from a proper DSLR, and then I'm also planning to make the editing breakdown videos for these images, and also I'll share a few tips and tricks on mobile photography, or specifically on mobile portrait photography. So definitely make sure to subscribe to my channel to see those videos before anyone else. So that's it for today, guys. If you have liked the video, then don't forget to
share and subscribe.